All right, so we unfortunately do have to get to the content, which everybody is wondering about. So after my stream ended yesterday, I think, or maybe it was even during, there was an interview with none other than Magnus Carlsen about the whole situation with Hans Niemann. So we are going to start with the drama. There was also a very important podcast which dropped last night featuring Christian Chirilla and Fabiano Caruana. So we will be covering that as well. We get right to the news. Out of sync? I don't think it's out of sync. My mods can tell me if we're out of sync, but I don't think we are, right? Are we out of sync? I don't think we are. Mods can tell me, but I'm pretty sure. No, we're not out of sync. So okay. Let's get to it. Nice haircut, by the way. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. Let's jump into the content immediately. Let me change the scene and away we go. Where was there we go. All right, you guys. So we're gonna start with the content. Obviously, I guess I will put chat on here as well. 1 second. Let me put chat somewhere. I guess I'll put chat right here above me, maybe like right here. This should be fine. And let's get right to the content. So of course, Magnus Carlsen gave an interview yesterday after his match, after the final round he played in the qualifiers, and he did talk about a lot of different things. So without further ado, let's jump right into the news. Everybody, here we go.
And we're joined by Magnus Carlsen. Hi, Magnus. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So how do you feel after making it through?
Let me move the chat. On this one, it doesn't belong there. For this one, let me move it. Let's put chat right down here. For this one, let's put chat here. Okay, there we go. All right, so for this one, let's go. Here we go.
With a record score of 34 in the preliminaries.
Yeah, it was very good. Score was, I think, taking the position and so on into account. It was on par with some of my best ever rapid round robin events. So that was very good. I feel like the quality of my games perhaps dipped a little bit the last couple today, but overall it was very good.
All right. And you do it even with losing 3 points to Hans Niemann with drawing from that game. I think the whole world is wondering, Magnus, what was the reason you withdrew from that game?
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot particularly speak on that. But people can draw their own conclusion, and they certainly have. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by Niemann's play, and I think his mentor Maxim Dlugy must be doing a great job.
All right, so before we go any further with this, you guys, you hear Magnus name drop Maxim Dlugy. Now, this is where the plot thickens considerably. Now, as we know, looking forward, or as we know now, Hans Niemann did go to Max Dlugy's academy in New York City for a short while. So they did work together. Whether they still work together, who knows what the situation is. Now, one thing that's very important to note here, and I cannot stress this enough, is that so many people have been putting out content on what's been going on. Now, Levy yesterday said that, it seems like Levy was unaware of the reason that Magnus name dropped Dlugy. Now, whether you like it or not, there is a very clear fact in terms of why Magnus name dropped Dlugy. The reason that he name dropped Dlugy's name is that Dlugy was caught, I believe, according to chess.com, in a couple of Title Tuesdays. Grandmaster Benjamin Bach did a video on this. I think he said that Dlugy had been caught in 2 different Title Tuesdays, having had perfect scores. I know one of my editors actually put out a video on my Clips channel. So this is not something that is unknown. It's very clear why Magnus is name dropping Dlugy. There is no doubt in anybody's mind. Now, of course, again, like I said, I'm sure Levy was unaware of it. I think there are probably other people who aren't aware either. But the reality is that the reason he name dropped is because Dlugy has been caught doing something wrong in Title Tuesday tournaments on chess.com. So that is the reason that he name drops it. And now I would also add, it's very, very clear, I would say 99.9999% certainty why Magnus dropped out of Sinkfield Cup. Now, we're already very sure when he chose not to play the game against Hans the other day, but now it's all but certain. There is no doubt in anybody's mind in terms of why Magnus withdrew, to be very clear. So let's keep going.
Okay. Can you confirm or not confirm that it has to do with suspecting him of cheating?
I will not comment on that.
Okay. It's been a dramatic time for chess, and of course, a special 2 weeks for you as well, also after Sinkfield Cup. How are you doing in all of this?
I'm okay, just,
By the way, actually, no, let's keep going. I'll pause in a second.
Living my life and trying to do well in the tournament. I mean, people who know me and followed, for instance, the tournament in Zagreb in 2019 know that I can sort of shut things up when I play. So that's.
Now, one thing that I have to add here as well that's kind of crazy. I'll give some context. This, of course, is not the person I've seen this year. Now, Fabiano, which we're watching later, I have not watched. But in terms of this, I did watch parts of this yesterday. So like for some context, when Magnus was referring to Zagreb in 2019 during the Grand Chester event in July of 2019, he was playing it. There was this very big drama regarding the chess club offer spill, I believe it was, in Norway, and they were trying to partner, I believe, with a gambling website. And so all this stuff was going on in Norway, and meanwhile Magnus was crushing it in the Grand Chester event in Zagreb. So that's what Magnus is referring to when he says he can shut it down. Now, the thing here that is really amazing to me in all of this is how unfazed Magnus is. Again, I'm not some psychotherapist, psychoanalyst, whatever you want to call it. We will get to Fabiano's stuff later. We will get to that next. But the thing that is so shocking is the way he's so nonchalant about it. Now, if this was someone who has no social media presence, things of this nature, I would basically, I would be like, okay, it's very clear they haven't looked at anything. This is Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, someone who's very in tune with social media and everything that's going on. And the way that he's just so nonchalant about it makes me feel like there definitely is much more to it, and he feels very, very good about the position. I'm sorry to use chess terms, but he feels pretty confident with where he's at. That's what I would say, because I would have expected this to have more of an impact on him. And meanwhile, he seems very nonchalant to me. And of course, after the game against Hans, he went on to win a great game against Levon Aronian. So I'm actually very, 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 very surprised by the general demeanor that he has. Let's keep going.
And with a performance rating actually now of 29-39 in the preliminaries, how are you able to stay so focused and just play some of your best chess?
Well, I'm happy to play chess. That usually makes me happy. And as I said, I have a lot of experience, and generally it makes me adaptable. The score in the preliminaries is it's nice, but now I'm facing a very strong opponent already in the quarters, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything at this point.
Okay, so someone in chat, I know that's a troll. Johnny Baker says, Hikaru, it's really sad that all you do is praise Magnus while he always bullies you. That's an interesting take, and quite far from the truth. So let's keep going.
And Magnus, you mentioned a name there. I think maybe a trainer of Hans Niemann, that he's doing a good job. Can you say some more about that? Is that because you think he's helping Hans?
I haven't seen this
in
part.
The games?
No, I will not say anything more about that subject.
Will you at some point make a comment on all the fuss that is going on?
Yeah, I hope to say a little bit more after the tournaments.
So I'll ask you very in general, Magnus, because the whole world, the whole chess world, the whole world actually is talking about cheating these days. Is in general cheating a problem in chess, do you think?
I think individual people will answer the question pretty differently depending on their own experiences. I mean, regardless of whether it's a massive problem or not, it's I think fairly easy to cheat, and on a general basis, I think that cheaters in the future have to be it should not be taken lightly, neither online or over the board.
Okay.
Do you have sort of something you urge to say to young players playing online who maybe are tempted to cheat, to maybe
Here we go
get
again.
a rating or for whatever reason?
Yeah, I understand it's tempting, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Is organizers, is FIDE, are they doing enough to avoid cheating and to punish if there is a suspicion of cheating?
It's hard to say, really.
Would you like to see some more action be taken in terms of cheating?
Yeah,
it's the same kind of question over and over again.
Comment. I'll probably say a bit more after the tournament, and whether it's on that particular subject or something else, we'll just have to see.
All right, I'll leave it with that.